Hey guys, so today I have swatches of a bunch of new polishes from Rogue Lacquer. So there are two new releases here. Technically two collections and a few other releases. I have 17 polishes to show you all together. I'm a little behind, so I thought I would combine all of these since everything is available right now. I will link the Rogue Lacquer website down below. I have their Spring Flakies collection, which I will start with, and then I have some more stuff that released at the Polish Convention, Polish and Dreams, that happened in Vegas very recently and is now available on the Rogue Lacquer website. So 17 polishes. The Rogue Lacquer website will be linked down below, and I will get into the swatches. So first we have the Sweet Dreams collection, which was a spring release. This first polish is Grape Clouds, and this is described as a pastel purple with black flakies. I might end up breezing through these just because of similar formulas and then just the sheer volume of polishes that I have in this video. But this first one is a Chihuly base. It is a little bit sheer, but it still covers fairly well, and it doesn't cover any of those black flakies, which is really nice. Good formula and a good balance of flakies as well, for me anyway. Not too dense, not too sparse. And this did cover completely for me in 2 coats. So that is 2 coats of Grape Clouds. The next polish is called Cookie Monster, and this is a pastel blue Chihuly with those same black flakes. This one is very similar to Grape Clouds in formula. It's just a little bit more sheer. The flakies that are in here will give you a little bit of texture when everything is dried down, so you will definitely want top coat, and there will be like a little bit of resistance on removal, but it's not going to be as intense as like a full coverage glitter. You might also come across some flakies that are a little bit bulkier and stick up a little bit more than others. It's just kind of something that happens when you work with a glitter like this. So you will definitely want top coat to smooth all of that out. So that is 2 coats of Cookie Monster. The next polish is called Minty Chalky Chip, and this is described as a pastel mint green Chihuly with those little black flakes. So again, pretty similar in formula. This is, I would say, like identical to Cookie Monster. It's a little bit more sheer on the first coat than Grape Clouds was, but it does build up fairly well in 2 coats. I ended up doing, for this one and for Cookie Monster, I ended up doing a little bit of a thicker second coat to make sure that I got that full coverage in 2. So depending on your application or how white your nail line is, I could see you needing 3 coats for this one and for Cookie Monster, but I did manage it in 2 coats myself. So that is 2 coats of Minty Chalky Chip. The next polish is called Lemon Drop, and this is described as a pale yellow Chihuly with black flakies. I did want to put this next to Minty Chalky Chip because they are very close in color. I definitely don't think that you would need both of these because they are so close. I lean towards the green myself, but it's just going to be a preference thing. Again, very similar formula here to the other polishes, a little bit sheer on that first coat, good distribution of flakies. This is another one that I ended up doing a little bit of a thicker second coat to get that full coverage in 2. So again, depending on your application or your nail line or whatever, I could see it being a 2 or 3 coater. So that is 2 coats of Lemon Drop. The last polish in this collection is called Strawberry Shackin. I think it's supposed to be inspired by strawberry milkshakes, but it's spelled like Shackin, so I don't know if that's a reference that I'm not getting, but this is described as a pastel pink with those little black flakes. So again, good formula, very similar to all the polishes in this collection. This one was a little bit more opaque, so it was more in line with Grape Clouds as far as opacity goes, and it was a much more solid 2-coat polish. So that is 2 coats of Strawberry Shackin, Strawberry Shaken maybe. So the next 2 polishes are just kind of one-off releases that came out at the same time as these pastel flaky Chihulys. This first one is Charred, and this is just described as a squishy charred gray cream. This is a very good cream polish. I usually approach indie creams expecting them to be thick. That's just kind of been my average experience, but this is very good formula, super opaque. It was not quite a 1-coater for me. You can see just a few little gaps in coverage where you can see like some pink showing through from my natural nail, but very good coverage on this. I did do 2 coats. I definitely prefer a formula like this to a 1-coat polish that might be a little bit thicker or harder to level out. So that is 2 coats of Charred. So the next polish is called Pom Poms, and this is described as a lime chartreuse flake topper. This is a nice topper. It's definitely a more dense topper, but it's not too dense. I have come across that with some flaky toppers in the past where it just seems like they're too dense to be considered a topper, but this one is a nice distribution. And these flakies will lay really flat also. They seem to be a little bit thinner of a material than the black flakies. So that is one coat of Pom Poms. So now we are starting in with the Imagineering collection. Creative Chaos is described as a rainbow of glass and hollow flake. So all of the polishes in this Imagineering collection could definitely be worn as toppers. I'm showing them all on their own. I think this one in particular is a little more suited to be a topper or on its own, but either way, this has a really good balance of all the elements that are in here. And it's weird as I actually really liked this just in one coat on my nail, which is totally not normally something that I would go for, but I really liked how it looked. It did also build up really well in 3 coats, and very good formula on this polish as well. You will get a little bit of texture just because there's a lot of elements kind of stacked on top of each other, but it's not going to be anything like a glitter. This is also very, very similar to Holo Taco's Everything Taco. It's a little more dense, but they are very close, especially when you put them over black, which is not something I would have thought of, but I got them in the mail close to the same time. So that is 3 coats of Creative Chaos. The next polish is called Spirit of Innovation, and this is described as a vibrant cornflower blue with green to blue and gold, glass, and black flakies. The base on this is a bit sheer, but it does build up really well. This is absolutely packed with flakies as well. I really like the slight like blue tint that those flakies are given. I mean, they're like blue shifty flakies anyway, but they're given a little extra blue tint from the base, and I really like the way that that looks. When I initially did my swatch photos for this, I did 2 coats and I just dabbed that second coat on to get some extra coverage, but when I ended up filming the swatches, I decided to add a third. So this will be 2 or 3 coats, probably depending on the length of your nail and your own personal preference, but I'm leaning more towards it being a 3-coat polish. So that is 3 coats of Spirit of Innovation. The next polish is called Happiest Place on Earth, and this is described as a seafoam base with lime, gold glass fleck, and black flakies. So this one is also a little bit sheer on that first coat, also packed with flakies. You do get a good amount of coverage from those flakies. So this one is going to be 2 or 3 coats, just depending on your application. I did 2 coats here, but I did end up doing a thicker second coat and then also kind of spot treating some areas. You'll see there's a difference between my pointer finger here and my pointer finger in the final shot because I did add a little bit to the end. So 2 or 3 coats, just depending on your application. So that is 2 coats of Happiest Place on Earth. And the last polish from the Imagineering collection is called Beyond Imagination, and this is described as a berry-toned base with pink, magenta, and orange glass fleck and black flakes. So the jelly base in this one is a little bit more pigmented than the other polishes in the collection. Well, I guess the other 2, because the one is in a clear base, but whatever. This one was also pretty packed with flakies, so I was good in 2 coats here, but I was like actually good in 2 coats. I didn't have to do any of the special tricks that I had to do with the other 2 polishes to get that 2-coat coverage. So that is 2 coats of Beyond Imagination. The next 2 polishes are from the Anniversary Duo. This first one is called Throwback, and this is described as pink, gold, and green iridescent flakes with black metallic flakes and hollow flakes. So for time's sake, I'm going to show this as a topper. The base color is Mooncat Neverland. This is a very nice topper, good amount of flakies, a nice distribution of it, distributes very evenly, not too sparse or too dense, and this does work really well alone also, and I do have photos of that coming up. So that is 1 coat of Throwback. The other polish in the Anniversary Duo is called Dreamer, and this is a white curly base with rose, turquoise, and grape flakes. This is a great formula. This is like the perfect curly base. Lots of flakies, and I really, really love these colors together. I only needed 2 coats for this to cover completely. It has a ton of flakies in it. They stood out really well through the base, but the base still covered my nails completely in 2 coats. You will get a little bit of texture from this, so you will definitely want top coat. So that is 2 coats of Dreamer. The next 3 polishes are from the Bellagio Trio, which was made for the Polish and Dreams event in Vegas.
The first polish is called the Opus, and this is Rose, Teal, and Chartreuse Metallic Hollow Flakies. So for time's sake, I'm showing this as a topper. The base color is Mooncat Euphoric, but this is very dense, and you could easily build this up on its own in a couple of coats. Very good formula on this, and it applies very evenly as well. So that is one coat of the Opus. The next polish is called Chihuly Art, and the description on the website is a little bit vague, so I'm going to do my best here. This is a clear base with what looks like purple, blue, gold, maybe some silver in there, and red metallic microflakes. And the website does mention sapphire holographic glitter. Again, I'm showing this as a topper. I wanted to put it over white so you could really see all of the colors. The base color is Mooncat White Rabbit. This is another very nicely balanced polish that could be worn as a topper or on its own. I think it's a little bit less dense than the last one, but could still build up really easily in probably 3 coats. So that is one coat of Chihuly Art. And the last polish in this trio is called Fountain Show, and this is described as a blue-green hollow base with metallic flake packed with green to gold shimmer. There is so much shimmer in here. It's a little bit sheer on the first coat, but not bad. There are also like the tiniest bit of brush strokes through that shimmer. This covered completely for me in 2 coats. The brush strokes are hard to pick out, partly because of that holographic sparkle distracting from them, but they do mostly dissipate after it's fully dry. And the shift and contrast of that gold to green shifting glitter is really, really pretty. So that is 2 coats of Fountain Show. And the last polish that I have to show you is called Shade Tree, and this is the Polish and Dreams Event Charity Polish. This is a clear base with gold, red, and blue metallic flakes. Again, a topper. The base color is Mooncat Sinking Feeling. This is another one that you could wear on its own or as a topper. Most of the pictures on the website are shown on its own, and I do have photos of that also, but I thought showing it as a topper would save some time. Very similar to all the other flaky polishes. Good distribution, not too sparse, not too dense. Sorry if I'm talking really fast, the baby's waking up. That is one coat of Shade Tree.
Out of every polish that I have here, I have 3 favorites. So Cookie Monster from the Sweet Dreams collection. I love, love, love this baby blue with these little tiny black flakies, just unbelievable. Love those little black flakies in everything. I have Dreamer from the Rogueversary Duo. Again, little tiny flakies and a white Corelli, but I love the purple, blue, pink mix. It's all very pastel and comes off very, I don't know how to describe it. It's just very like unicorn looking, I guess. I don't know. I like it a lot. And then I also really like Creative Chaos. It's funny because I have this Everything Taco from Holo Taco that I picked up for that video that I did, that I guess I'm still doing because I'm filming that intro today. And when I got that, I thought, oh, I don't have anything like this. That's, you know, I can't think of a polish that I could compare to this. And then I think like a day later, I got this in the mail, and it's very, very similar. Looks really, really good over black. Like, this is a really cool polish. So this is another one of my favorites. So that is all of the new polishes that have come out recently from Rogue Lacquer. Again, I will link the Rogue Lacquer website down below where you guys can check those out. Hope you enjoyed this one, and I will talk to you later. Bye.